Hey there, Start here. Yep, cleared out the current Vision World, got rank 1. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm a little disappointed in the current Vision World. I mean, on one hand, I think it's going to be very accessible for the majority of players. So hey, great, 10,000 lapis for everybody. But yeah, this one is not particularly difficult, especially if you've pulled for any of the latest units. If you have Fundamental Force or Eithne or Zahn or, the new Wilhelm, obviously. If you've got Clive, if you've got any of those units, you're basically guaranteed a rank 1 in this event. It is not particularly difficult. What they've done is they've increased the defense and spirit considerably. The bosses are quite bulky, but they've also lowered the damage cap by half. They've cut the damage cap in half. So it's 12.5 billion instead of the usual 24 billion. I don't really understand why they did this. It would make sense to raise the damage cap and keep the stats the way they are, because one of the things people really enjoy about this event is like going in and just blowing it out and showing their EPs and like trying to hit the damage cap, trying to do 99 billion damage, all that jazz. I'm not really a part of that crowd, but it is one of the things that people enjoy about this event. And, taking that away is kind of, I don't know. It just kind of sours the mood a little bit, but it would have been better to just raise the damage cap, considering that we have NV plus units now that can do considerable damage. But whatever, goomy be goomy. EOS soon, so who cares? I'm going to show you 3 teams. I have not pulled for Wilhelm yet. I do plan to pull for Wilhelm, and I will record those pulls after I do this. But yeah, it's kind of soured me a little bit. I don't know. It's weird. It's put me in a weird mood. Anyways, I'm going to show you 3 different teams. I'm going to do a light team, a lightning team, and a fire team. And I'm just going to do all 3 of them right here in this one video, rather than just assaulting you guys with a bunch of different videos. I'll put timestamps in here so you guys can jump around to the different teams, different elements that you want to see. But you've probably already gotten rank 1 already, so this video is probably not going to help you too much. But if it does, awesome. And if at the very least, hopefully it's a little entertaining. All right, let's just go ahead and get in here. The damage cap, as I said, is only 12.5 billion. I'm going to start with my quick light team. So this is going to be a 3-turn clear. I did do my free summons today and managed to get another devoted summoner unit, which is pretty awesome. That got me EX3. So let's do a speed clear and hit that damage cap on turn 3. So here's the team. Esther is going to be on every team. All right, she's omni covering with 250% fire resist. You need 400 fire resist after buffs to make sure that Esther takes 0 damage. She's also 100% evade. She's going to omni cover everything, so the team doesn't have to build for any kind of resistances. You don't have to worry about Mirage. Esther takes care of all of that. She is best bunny girl, and I love getting to use her anytime I can. She's going to be on all the teams. So I'll show you her gear real quick. Only need to worry about Brave Shift form. So this is just what I used to get her to, she's at 260. You only need 250% fire resist, because Fundamental Force supplies a 150% fire resist buff, and you are good to go. Escape Artist, make sure she has, that just makes sure that she has 100% evasion, and she's good to go. The vision card, she honestly doesn't even need a vision card. She needs nothing except fire resist and evasion. That's all, and she is good to go. Blue Mage Fina is literally here for one thing: Fairy Killer. I just wanted to bring some like random unit that had Fairy Killer on it that everyone should have. You should all have Blue Mage Fina if you've done Season 3. And yeah, she has the Fairy Killer for the party. There's so many other options you could easily use. Eithne has Fairy Killer. Bring Eithne if you want another Fairy Killer buff for the party that also deals damage. I'm just showing you that you don't need it. So just any kind of Fairy Killer. Her gear is irrelevant. Fundamental Force, is carrying this thing hard. She's going to do 90% of the damage, I think. So she typically rolls between 10 and 11 billion. You only need to do 12.5. So yeah, she's doing like 80 to 90% of the damage here. And yeah, so she gets all the best gear, all the cow gear, Kaiser Knuckles for chain speed, a little extra chain speed here. She doesn't need any help with the killers because she hits them all innately. Since I have an EX3 Yuna, I decided to throw on Yuna's vision card for the EPeen 1000 static attack. You don't need it, it is completely unnecessary, but I am just going all out. Overkillers on Beast, due to Ifrit Esper, and then she hits Fairy pretty much innately, so don't have to worry about that. And she's good to go. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Yuna, she's just going all out on, she doesn't need killers, but she does need her Evo and Esper damage. Roka's vision card, because that works on evokers, and yeah, then just high mag. That's all she really needs here. Okay, that's all she's got going on. Penelo's got Yuna's necklace upgraded so she can give a mod boost to Yuna's LB, but otherwise her damage is irrelevant here, so the gear is irrelevant. Just make sure she has Yuna's necklace so that she can do the Hymn of the Faith to add the mod boost to Yuna's LB. Again, it's not entirely necessary. As you're going to see, Celeste and Fundamental Force do enough damage for everybody, but yeah. Speaking of Fundamental Force, who cares in her normal form? Doesn't matter. In her Braveshish form, just give her all the rest of the high attack gear that you have. She does need some help on the Fairy Killers, though. She doesn't have any innate Fairy Killers, so I gave her Fundamental Force's STMR, which has 100% Fairy Killer, and then a couple of Fairy Killer Materias there. She hits Beast Killer innately, so you don't have to worry about that. This is Frosty's card, so she is maxed out on Fairy and Beast. Very good. And yeah, she's got plenty of LB damage, so good to go there. And that's it. So yep, it's pretty much just going to be Fundamental Force and Celeste carrying the damage. Yuna's just applying the leader skill. She does a little bit of damage on her own, but not much. So let's get in here and do this real quick. 3 turns, knock it out. All right. So Esther, all she got to do is Omni cover. Honestly, she doesn't even need to do all that. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do Omni cover. That's all she has to do. Literally, the only thing she needs to do is Omni cover. I'm not going to do anything else. All right. Yuna, on this turn, she'll go ahead and imbue everybody. We'll do Guardian Bonds, and then we'll do I've Always Known Where to Go. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to do this in 3 turns. You can stretch this to a 4-turn clear if your Yuna is EX2. Perfectly fine. Or if your Fundamental Force is EX2. Also, it's perfectly fine to stretch this to a 4-turn clear, but if you're like me, you just want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible, this is how you do it. Penelo, she is going to do, actually no, sorry, on this turn she does Hymn of the Faith, all right, for Yuna. Blue Mage Fiend is just going to come down to her Fairy Killers with Crowning Veil. Celeste is going to do Coordinated Teamwork, Dazzling Neon, Intelligent Combat, for the Beast Killer for herself. And then we'll do Heavenly Hypernova. Nebulous Veil is very important because that supplies the 150 fire buff for Esther to make sure she doesn't die. And then Guidance of Leo for the Beast Killer buff. Okay, as you can see, Esther tanks everything. Don't have to worry about anything. Now, obviously, in any of these clears, if you have Wilhelm, put Wilhelm in Esther's spot. Wilhelm does Omni cover just as well and adds actual damage to the fight. Esther will be dealing practically 0 damage in this fight. So if you have Wilhelm, just slot him in Esther's spot and you're good to go. All right, all you need to do is please fight with us for the mod boost and the mag store. Penelo, all right, is now going to do Elemental Break Light. If your Penelo is not EX2, that's fine. You just don't use that skill. It's really not necessary. We're going to be doing overkill here. All right, so don't sweat it if you don't have that Elemental Break Light. All right, but we will do Star Piercer Dance on Yuna for the extra evocation boost. Phoenix is going to guard. Esther guards. Fundamental Force is going to Limitless plus, Supreme plus. And doesn't really matter what she does here. We'll just do, we're going with light, so we'll just do that. Okay, Celeste needs to replace the fire and peril field, so she'll do Dazzling Neon, Surpassing Limits, and then I don't know, Bar Light you, just for something to do. Everyone's already imbued with light, thanks to Yuna. Everyone has a 120 amp. Okay, Esther tanks that just fine, no problem. That is a fixed attack, by the way, so normal magic cover won't cover that attack. You have to use Omni cover for that attack. Okay. All right, so here we go. Yuna will do. Esther's just going to do triple shatter bolts to chain with Penelo. Fina's going to shift and do her brave shifted LB, which is actually Extreme Nova, which is pretty awesome. Make sure you shift Celeste. I've made that mistake before. Not that it really matters in this fight, but there it is. All right, so I'm going to send Esther and Penelo first, followed by Yuna. Wait a second for the chain to ramp, and then send our Extreme Nova chainers. All right. Okay, should have well over 100 hits. Should have well over 12.5 billion. Yeah, there you go. 21. Okay. Yep. Almost did 10 billion worth of overkill there. So, yeah. As you can see, this boss is not particularly difficult. There's your rank 1. All right. Fundamental Force almost capped on her own. Wow, that's impressive. That's the most I've seen her do yet. So 12.2, she almost hit the damage cap all by herself. That was pretty cool. Yuna chipping in almost 4 billion. That's pretty good. And then yeah, Celeste doing around 5. She usually rolls between 4, usually somewhere between 4 and 6. So that's pretty much right on average. So even without Yuna contributing any damage, you know, you're hitting that damage cap pretty much no matter what if you have these units. Okay, so that's your light team. Let's do a lightning team. Actually, it'll be faster to do my fire team next. Let's do fire next, and then we'll do lightning. Okay? So fire and lightning will both be 4-turn clears. So if you're wondering what to do in a 4-turn clear scenario, here you go. Because my Eithne's only EX2, so I need to go out to turn 4 on this one. Okay. I think I've got everything here. So again, Esther's build does not change. As far as Genesis is concerned, he does need some help with the fairy and beast killers. Not too much. I think he has 200% innately to both of those, which is kind of nice. But for those of you that, you know, maybe enjoyed using Genesis in the past, you know, here's the typical Genesis build. Prophet's diadem for the MP. You know, his sword, his coat, those are really great. We could even give him some more MP with some other things, but I'm not stressing about it. Really don't care. So Universe Eater is nice if you have it. It has 75% beast and fairy. If you don't have it, don't sweat it. You know, there are other ways to get it. You could do like Fundamental Forces, STMR, and then like Valued Memories or something to get the 100% Beast Killer and the Fairy Killer that way. There's a lot of ways to do it. Using the Moonlit Parade of 1, you know, just to increase his MP as much as possible. So he's maxed out on Fairy and Beast Killer. Good to go. That's all you really need for him. All right, and he's ready to rock and roll. Fundamental Force, same build. All right, nothing changes. Oh, except that I did take off Yuna's card because I'm assuming you don't have Yuna in this particular team. So just using Hio's card. Zon, you know, dagger build, you know, high attack, LB damage, you know, Fairy Eater Sense, Valued Memories to cap up his Fairy and Beast Killer. Battle Intelligence also has Fairy Killer on it as well. I just gave him this card. Honestly, a better card for him would actually be the old, that old Reagan card that does the 100% fire amp, because he doesn't actually have a fire amp. Now that I think about it, that would honestly give him better damage output, but I'm too lazy to change that now. Just something for you to consider. Hio, don't care about his normal form, can be whatever. We could actually, no. Well, no, I'm not going to worry about it. You could theoretically put, what is that? What is that silliness? Tyvus's spirit, and then like the bracer on him to extend that mod boost, but it's not needed. It's totally unnecessary. So just standard attack gear in this form. He is the leader on this, so that Genesis can come along for the ride. If Genesis doesn't get the leader skill from Fundamental Force, you have to use Hio, but it's fine. And I think he's maxed out on everything, Beast and Fairy, LB damage, yep. So, and he even have a slot empty there. Frosty's card, because the best one for him. As far as Ithne's concerned, just high mag gear. Didn't even bother. Did I even bother gearing her here? Yep. Okay, so she does have all the killers. That's good. Plenty of room there. Yeah, she's got, that's Rain's card, because she's a fire unit, so she can equip that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, great. As you can see, I'm like, I'm already kind of over this event. It's ridiculous. But let's go ahead and do a fire clear. All right, once again, Esther just Omni covers. That's all she's got to do. If you're using Wilhelm, awesome. Okay, he'll Omni cover there as well. All right, Zahn on this turn. Actually, I'm going to wait for Zahn, because what we want to do here is we want Ithne to go ahead and do her Fairy Killer. So this does 200% to herself, 160 to the party. Zahn's going to steal that 200% buff for everybody. Fundamental Force is going to do Nebulous Veil, Heavenly Hypernova, and Guidance of Leo for the Beast Killer. Hio on this turn can just go ahead and do a Daunting Aura for the Imperil Field. Genesis on this turn can just guard. Alright, Zahn is going to Deadly Daggers, and then Fatal Mirror on Ithne, Fatal Mirror on Fundamental Force. Okay. Actually, I should probably wait on Fundamental Force, huh? Yeah, well, you know what? It honestly doesn't matter. No, because Ithne's going to do the full buff for the party. What am I thinking? Yep. No worries. That's exactly what I want to do. Alright, so Zahn now should have the 200% killers to both Beast and Fairy, which he can now spread, which is great. Although it doesn't have magic, Beast Killer does it. Hopefully Genesis... Okay, so Genesis at least gets the 160 Beast Killer. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. We're going to hit the damage cap no matter what. On this turn, we can just guard. Let's see, Fundamental Force can do Prismatic Field, maybe? Ithne can do... Ithne doesn't really need to do anything on this turn, I don't think. She can just kind of hang out. Alright, yep, I think that's what she's going to do. Zahn can do, like, he can do his Enervating Eclipse for the breaks. And then I think everyone else can just guard on this turn. Okie dokie. Let's see. So Hio on this turn is going to do Infieraga for the whole party. We don't have to do Refined Stance because we're going to use the 50% Imperil from Fundamental Force. He can do... I mean, it doesn't really matter here what he does. We'll just do like Blazing Brand and Ultimate Flame for the 150 amp. But before we do that, I want Ithne to go because I don't want Ithne to deal too much damage. So she's going to do her 150 amp, which does a Bolting Strike move. So make sure she's not imbued or else she could actually kill the boss. And then hope for Oblivion for the buffs for the party. And Limitless Surge Plus. So I'm going to send her first. Alright. And then Fundamental Force can do Limitless, Spectrum, and then doesn't really matter what the last one is. We'll just do Inferno Nova. Alright, Genesis does his usual Elemental Burst Fire, Fill LB, Loveless Preface. Zahn on this turn. I think all he needs to do on this turn is just Deadly Daggers. Projected Mirror. If you were going to use the Ramping Amp card, you would want to use that on turn 2, by the way, just so you understand when to use the Ramping Fire Amp card. Okay, so I think we're good to go here. Esther just guards. There we go. Alright, now we just do LBs and Genesis drops his nuke, and, you know, it's all la-di-da, fun and games. Make sure you shift your Hio. Alright, Ithne. So Ithne comes with a 50% Sword Imperil for Genesis. Fundamental Force comes with a 50% Fist Imperil for Hio. So the order is going to go Zahn, Fundamental Force, Eithne, Heo, and then Genesis in that order. All right. Esther doesn't even need to do anything. She can just sit and watch. So I'm going to do Zahn, Fundamental Force, Eithne, Heo, and then Genesis. Okay. All right. So let's do it. $120 hit chain. That's how you know everybody landed. Okay. Did we hit 12.5? Let's find out. 17.4. Nice. And that's with Heo's leader skill, which is only 600%. That's a 600% leader skill, and we're still like doing massive overkill here. This is why I wish they had just raised the cap and not messed with the defense and spirit. They kind of went overboard. Like you should never do both. You should never increase the bulk and lower the cap. You do one or the other. You don't do both. It seems just so silly. But yeah, anyways, there you go. There's the damage spread. Yay. Another rank 1. Okay, let's do, finally, let's do Lightning Team. Okay, and this one has 2 free units. Again, relies on Fundamental Force and Eithne to do the majority of the damage. I brought along Lightning just because if you're doing a Lightning team, you should have Lightning on the party. And then, yeah, Esther, still doing Esther things. Obviously put Wilhelm in there if you have Wilhelm. And let's do this. I guess I should show you the gear. Yeah, let's show you the gear. All right, Lightning in normal form doesn't matter, could care less. Typical damage gear, blah blah blah. Maroon Vision card, cool. Yeah, maxed out on Beast, Fairy. She's not going to deal a whole heap of damage here. She's really just here to help, do some chaining. But every little bit counts, I guess. Fundamental Force, exact same build. Nothing changes. Same build. Yay. Penelo, again, her build doesn't matter. She's irrelevant. She's just here for breaks and peril field, all that jazz. Ash doesn't matter. She's a crappy free unit, but she does bring the buffs, Royal's Order for the 400% buffs and 300% LB damage buff, and the 70% lightning damage field. Make sure you upgrade both of those abilities to level 5 to get the full benefit. Eithne, pretty much similar build to what you saw before. Yep, so that is that. Maxed out on killers, good to go. All right, let's just get it done. All right, so this is going to look like a broken record. Esther, Omni covers. Penelo on this turn honestly doesn't need to do anything. She can just kind of chill out because we're going to save all of her breaks and everything for next turn. Ash can go ahead and put up like the buffs in the field and everything if you want. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, she ran out of MP. That's great. So I'll just do her buff this turn because we don't need to do the field until next turn because the boss is going to do the Imperil field anyways. Penelo can just guard. Lightning can just go ahead and do her mod boost. Eithne can... she can go ahead and do Devour Spirits. Fundamental Force will do Nebulous Veil, Heavenly Hypernova, and Guidance of Leo. Same thing we've been doing every single battle. Ay. I love getting to use Esther still to this day. Like, makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. Any chance I get to use my best bunny girl. It is kind of a shame that I'm not using Sylvie on a lightning team, but we don't. You could put Sylvie in one of these spots, I suppose. All right, Esther just guards. Penelo can now do breaks and Imperil field. Her last action can be whatever. Excuse me. All right, Ash does the lightning field now. Lightning can guard, Fundamental Force. Yeah, Fundamental Force can just guard because we're going to do we'll do another turn 4 clear because my Eithne is EX2, so we got to wait until turn 4 anyways, so they can just guard on this turn. Okay. Let's see. Ash will go ahead and I mean, let's suppose you're actually using Ash to deal damage here. You know, you'd have to actually build her to do it. Let's see, I'm going to fill LB and then do, I think it's I Must Believe. Is that her? Yeah, that's like her mod boost, blah, blah, blah. Not that it really deals any considerable damage, but it is what it is. And then we'll just do Isolation on this turn. Same reason with Penelo. Lightning can just do her Elemental Burst Lightning. Okay. Ithne. Ithne will do. Oh, I imbued her. Uh-oh. We might actually kill the boss here. I hope I don't do that. Limitless Surge and Hope for Oblivion. Yeah, I hope I don't kill her. Oh, I should use up her mag boost then. Let's use up her mag store with like a. What element are we going with? Lightning? Oh man. Oh, I'll use Limitless Surge. Yeah, that'll use up her mag store, so at least it won't hit quite as hard. Then we'll do this. Hope for Oblivion and Limitless Surge. Okay. Yeah. So you shouldn't have to do that. You just remember not to imbue Ithne before you do this, or else she might kill the boss. Hopefully she doesn't. Oh, don't kill him. Whew, that was close. All right. So yeah, then we'll do Limitless Supreme, and doesn't matter what the last one is. We'll just do Plasma Storm. Okay. Let's see. Lightning. We'll just do her. Yeah, her 150 amp. I might go ahead and just shift her. That way, I don't have to worry about doing it next turn. Let's just go ahead and do that and do Elemental Burst Lightning. We don't have to worry about the Sword Imperil because Ithne is going to supply that. So yeah, Esther Guards. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do triple Shatterbolt with Esther. Penelo does her LB. That's triple Bolting Strike. This is also triple Bolting Strike. This is also triple Bolting Strike. And then Ithne and Fundamental Force Chain Extreme Nova. Now I want Lightning to get the Sword Imperil from Ithne, so I'm going to do Penelo and Esther first, then Ithne Fundamental Force, and then Ash and Lightning. All right, in that order. There you go. Should be, again, you know, massive overkill. Okay, 16. Yeah, all right, not too bad. Only 4 billion over the damage cap. That's not too bad. Yeah, Lightning's probably the weakest element. Just with this team, not to say it's the weakest element, but because, you know, we're using 2 free units in Penelo and Ash, and then, you know, an old Envy. Yeah, like you see, you know, Lightning's only doing like 2 billion, and you know she's pretty much built for the fight. Fundamental Force leading the way. Ithne just kind of picking up the scraps there, and there you go. So 3 different teams, 3 different elements to get your rank 1. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I will do some polls for Wilhelm, and I'm going to do those right now, actually, now that I'm finished with this. And I will record those and get those to you guys right away. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.